I never say it right. So I'm Antoine Troupe, choreographer, entrepreneur, co-founder of KreativMndz Dance Academy, along with this guy here. You want to go ahead and...
Kolanie Marks, you guys already know what to do.
Do they know? Kolanie Marks, you want to introduce your lovely self?
And I'm Camren Bicondova. I'm here with my brothers, and I'm excited.
Brothers. Give us a quick update on your life.
On my life?
Everything, what's going on. Gotham just ended. Well, not just ended.
Yeah, well, I mean, we finished filming December 11th, and then I moved out to Cali January 2nd. And the last 2 episodes they start April 18th, and then the week after that. So then after that, it's like done.
Done.
Yeah, and everybody keeps asking me, like, what's next for you? Like, are you doing films? Are you doing TV? Like, what do you want to do? And I'm just like, honestly, there's been so much time where I couldn't take care of myself, so that's my project right now is myself.
Oh, I love that. Mm-hmm. And I think that flows right into our topic of the pressure of expectations.
Yes.
Because I'm sure you're feeling a lot of expectations.
Oh, for sure.
With the show ending, they're like, oh, what's the next big thing? Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, but I'm 19, like, I have time.
A lot of time.
I have a lot of time. Even in your 30s, you still have time, so it's like, why are you rushing?
Yeah, you literally could just chill.
Yeah.
You could chill for like 5 years. Just
honestly.
Disappear.
I
come back.
Move into the woods, like, take a road trip to the redwoods, never come back, you know? Like,
I'm telling you, that will be my life. When my money's really right, I'm gonna disappear. I'm telling you. I tell them all the time. I'm gonna be in the forest. I'm gonna be in a cabin in the forest.
Let's go.
I'm gonna read and fish every day.
We love you're watching.
And I'm gonna dance with no shoes on.
In the mud.
In the mud.
Let's go. Ew. Just imagine like the mud like squishing through your toes.
I don't want to imagine that. That's super nasty. Okay, so we've had people text in. It started up. Some people tried to call. Some people didn't even have a question. They just were like, hi. But hi everyone.
What was the number one more time?
The number is 818-925-9898. Let's see. Let's look at some of these questions. I mean, that's a good one. How to not pressure yourself. First crush. What?
Yeah.
Real questions.
Actually had one that was good, but now there's like a million of them.
Yeah.
And now it's disappeared.
I guess it's just like it doesn't have to be necessarily specifically for artists. It can be like if you're just at home and you're going to college and you feel a pressure of an expectation either from your parents or just yourself. It's mainly like for me when I thought of this topic, it was mainly like the pressure of the expectations that you put on yourself because your thoughts have a lot of power, and I feel like yes, the expectations
the number you called was busy.
Sorry, I tried to call you.
The expectations that other people put on you are really hard to deal with, but
absolutely.
I feel like once those become your own, then it's really hard to escape from that. So that's just what I was thinking when I thought of the topic.
Let's call this person.
Okay.
They asked to.
Oh, we call them.
Yeah, we call them.
Oh,
They get a call.
Wait.
Yeah, we get to actually talk to a
How
human
come
being.
settings is?
There you go. Boom, boom.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, you're on AskAKreativ. Cameron's here. Kalanie.
Oh, this
Antoine
is so
Troupe.
cool.
How are you?
Oh my God, hey.
What's your good? Doing well. We're doing really well. What's your name and what's your question?
Oh, my name's John.
Hi,
Hello,
John.
John.
I was wondering, like, how did Cameron feel on the set of Gotham?
It was amazing. I mean, like, it was definitely a lot of pressure at first that I didn't really understand the weight of, because, I mean, when I got the job, I was just known as a dancer, so I was like the dancer that got the acting job, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but honestly, like, through time and just learning how to just be present in those moments of especially this last season, the 5th season, where I knew it was going to be the last, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to enjoy it, And I know this is gonna be hard because of the scenes I'm having to do, but this is the last time, like, I'm just gonna make it fun. And it was amazing. Like, I pass the billboard at Warner Brothers Studios all the time while I'm out in LA, and it just blows my mind every single time.
I had a quick question to piggyback off of that. As an artist, sometimes it's scary to step into like a new field. That brings a whole lot of pressure, and like you're not maybe experienced in X, Y, and Z, and it's hard for people to branch out from where they're comfortable. They know they kill it. Everybody knows them. Like you had a name already in the dance industry, dance community, so people knew about you. You were like killing stages, classes, everything, right? Movies. So to step into a new thing, which people haven't seen you act before, how do you deal with the pressure of like people knowing you for one thing and then now you're coming out and into doing something else?
It was mainly proving myself because I knew that I was talented in acting. I was just like working on it low key. So like I wasn't out telling everybody that I was going to acting classes or like that I couldn't go to that class because I had an acting audition. It was just like, oh, I have a meeting, or no, I just have to do some homework, you know. So I just stayed really low key, and the pressure was mainly proving myself to everybody of like, no, I'm not just a dancer. And that was another thing of like, I felt based on other people that were part of my team that I had to completely separate myself from my dance background. I had to prove myself as an actor, which I eventually figured out, no, part of proving myself as an actor is owning the fact that I'm a dancer too. So the pressure was, okay, I have to prove myself because I'm not like, I need to show the acting community that dancers are way more than just backup dancers.
Right.
Yes.
We're
Did that
artists
help
in our
with-
own right.
You did all the like stunt work and stuff, or you had
Yeah.
Did dance help with that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do any flips. People think I do gymnastics. I'm like, no, I'm not lifting my feet above the ground and flipping my feet over. That's not gonna happen. No.
I love it. John, did you have anything else?
It's Jonah, but no.
Jonah.
Thank you.
Oh, Jonah. I
Jonah.
heard John too. Thank you, Jonah.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
All right,
Have a good day.
bye.
Oh, that's so cool.
Thanks, Jonah.
Jonah's tight.
All right, let's see what else we have here.
Honestly, I'm really happy I have my blanket.
That was for us. This person says, I don't really know if this is a question or not, but basically I'm the first child of 3 sisters, and ever since I can remember, my parents always told me I have to be the example. I have to be the first one to go to college, no mistakes.
Wow.
And this is really weighing on me, so what should I do?
Let's go.
I don't really know if this is, okay, that just repeated. Let's call this person. That's a
good.
really good one.
I
give
can't
some
really
insight.
answer that because I'm an only child, so I don't know if you guys have kids.
We can.
But I think you also still just know
Just
what it feels like.
expectations,
You had so many expectations on yourself, you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
What?
Or even pressure from fans and
Or
pressure
just
from
like
my team.
I mean, your family just going like, you
Yeah.
gotta go to class, you gotta do this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
It's the same thing.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. This is Antoine, Cam is here. Kolanie, you're on AskAKreativ.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Evilise.
Say it one more time.
My name is Evilise.
Evilise,
Yep.
nice to meet you.
Nice
What's your
to meet
question?
you.
So basically, like I said earlier, I'm like the oldest of 3 sisters. So, like ever since I can remember, my mother and my father both told me I have to be the first one like to go to college. From my knowledge, on both my parents' sides, like nobody has ever made it to college or finished high school. So, like ever since I can remember, like this was like the major thing for me. I have to finish high school, and I can't make no mistakes. Like this is like really weighing on me, and I like need advice because I don't really know about to talk to my parents about it.
Right.
I love that. Do you wanna touch on that first, Coach?
I mean, I can understand because you are the first child, and being the oldest, you don't have to. You're not obligated, but it'd be nice to have your younger siblings see what an example looks like. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, I think as parents, just even knowing, like for my mom, she wasn't able to do all of the things that she wanted to because she had me and my sister and brother at a young age. So obviously, as she got older, her main focus is to try to instill in us all the things that she didn't have the opportunity to do, and make it almost like I really, really want you to do this, you know what I'm saying? So that way your life can be set up. So I would say maybe just change the way you're perceiving it, and understand that if you do all those things, you benefit from it either way. And not only that, but your younger siblings have an opportunity to see you go through that process, and they can be inspired to make the same decisions. You know what I'm saying? So it's not pressure, but I feel like we all have a responsibility in some sense to be an example and set that tone for anybody who looks up to us. And you have to understand that, like, your siblings, they're probably around you more so, or have a deeper connection with you more so than their parents, because they get a chance to play with you, you know, be around with you, and connect to you on a deeper level. And yeah, they're looking up to you. You're pretty much a role model. So maybe instead of going,
I haven't really looked at that perspective. Like, I haven't really looked at that perspective.
yeah, I mean, a lot of the times we have to change the perception of how we see things. You know, at first it's always going to feel a little bit overwhelming, but when you take a step back and you put a little bit more thought into it, you can go like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Because think about it, you go into high school or college or whatever, it helps you out, really.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you want to go to college?
I mean, at first, I didn't really think I ever had a choice. Like, nobody ever asked me if I wanted to go to college or not. It was like, you have to go to college.
Who would be paying for you to go to college, though?
I mean, I don't really, like, my parents, like, they basically say, I don't really know if they have money or not to go to college. So they're basically pushing me to do better, like, in my studies, to see if I can get a scholarship or something.
I feel that. I mean, for me, as far as the college thing goes, like, I'm holding off on that because I don't want to necessarily waste my money when I don't know what I want to study. Because in my case, I would be the one putting myself through college. So it's like, I think, like, if you are going to go to college, I think just be patient with yourself and figure out, like, if you want to go, and also what you would want to study. But the other thing too is, I grew up in a household where mistakes were seen as weakness, and it was kind of weird, because it was like I was told that mistakes made me stronger, but every time I made a mistake, it was like, oh, the world was ending. So I feel like understanding that if you make, like, you are allowed to make a mistake, because the only way that you're going to get to a place where you don't make mistakes as often is by making mistakes and learning from them. So it's the same thing with, and I say this all the time, like, you can't become stronger if you don't deal with your weaknesses. So I feel like just understand that you can make a mistake, because it's just human. It's not in our human makeup to not make a mistake. It's we're not God, we're not the universe, we don't know everything, you know what I mean? So to say that you're not allowed to make a mistake, I think is detrimental to you, and for you to believe that will put you in a rut for a long time, and you'll keep wondering why nothing's happening for you, and it's because you keep thinking that you're not doing anything right, because you don't think you're allowed to make any mistakes.
What do you want to do? Do you know, like, career-wise, which direction you want to go?
I mean, like, there's, like, so many options out there, and every time I actually try to sit down with my parents and tell them something, they would say, like, you know, you can't do that. Like, you need to get money. Like, it's not gonna give you enough money. You can't do that. And it's like if I can't do something I'm actually interested in, just because it's not paying me enough money, like.
But I mean, like, is that that's not a bad thing, though. You know, it's not a bad thing for your parents to want you to be successful and make money, because that's what you need to thrive out here in these woods. Like, you have to, like, understand. You have to understand the context that is coming from a parent. Their job is to protect you. Their job is to make sure that you are going to be set up for life. And if they didn't have the opportunity to do the things that they are doing now, then obviously they're going to push that so much more so than just going like, oh, you know, just kind of do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, I wouldn't rule out going to school, especially if you don't know what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have a clue on what career path or something that you're passionate about, where you feel like you can make money off of, then go to school, get an education, and have some type of degrees behind you. Because at the end of the day, you are going to have to take care of yourself. How old are you?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah, how old are you?
I'm 16 or 17.
Yeah, you got time.
You young, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I would say, yeah, 1 year young.
Super young.
But also, I would say, I have a conflicting opinion, just because I literally just had a conversation with my cousin, and she's about to be in a whole lot of debt, like tens of thousands of dollars of debt, because she went to school for something she thought she wanted to do, but she actually isn't interested in it, and now she wants to do something else, and now she's about to graduate, which is amazing, but she's still gonna have to pay off of all that debt with interest over the next however many years of her life. And the same with my sister too. My sister has like $60,000 she's gonna have to pay back in student loans for a degree that hasn't gotten her a job yet, you know? So I would say no matter what, whether, I'm not gonna say roll out school, but I would say start really digging into what you feel passionate about or what you're gifted at, and figure out how do people make money doing that, and then figure out your route of, is college necessary for that path, or is it better for me to intern somewhere, or what, or do I need to just go, figure out the path based on the ultimate goal. That's why I would ask you, what do you want to do? But at 16, I don't even know if you really know yet, and maybe you do have some kind of idea. Maybe you do have your one your one thing that you really want to do, but maybe you don't know how to explain it to your parents about how you'll be able to make money from that. So that's going to be your job, is to really do the research of like, okay, this is how people make money from this career path, and this is my business plan. This is my career plan in order for me to be financially sustained, if that makes sense. I definitely would say have a plan for how you'll be able to take care of yourself. And that's what your parents want. That's what Kolani's talking about. He has a daughter, he has children, so he knows. You know, they want what's best for their kids. So anything that comes out of their mouth, sometimes it is based out of fear, but it's still based out of, it's still rooted out of love. They do want what's best for you. You know, and I think you need to start really thinking about what's going to be best for you and what's going to help you in your future as well. You know, I wish somebody would have had that conversation with me when I was 16. As far as like, one thing my mom did do right is she supported me and believed in me and supported anything that I wanted to do, and knew that I would be successful at it. You know, so. Even though she wasn't a business owner or anything like that, but yeah, I would say start really like thinking about what that plan, what that path is going to look like. But you got time to figure it out. You're only 16. You haven't even graduated yet.
I thought you were in your 20s. That's why I was like, no, you're allowed to make mistakes. But the other thing too, because I'm staying with my family right now, it's like a full house, right? And I like get no alone time. I have to lock myself in the bathroom for 5 minutes to get alone time sometimes. And I really advise that, as far as like what Antoine's saying and figuring out what you want to do, and what Kolanie is saying, and you know, appreciating what your parents are saying, is I think even if it's just 5 minutes in the bathroom to just zone out for a second or journal, I think that'll help you, because I think that's really helped me in really understanding what I want versus what other people want for me, is making sure that even if it's 5 minutes out of the day being surrounded by no one but myself, I think is really helpful.
Yeah, thanks. That really helped me so far. Like, now that I'm hearing different things from like different people, like it's really opening up my mindset.
That's great. That's what this show is about. I'm glad you submitted your question.
Huh?
I said what? I said that's what this show is about. I'm glad you submitted your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Oh, I
That was a good one.
I was talking to her like she was 20.
I know, 16, yeah, that's...
Yeah, but still, even
That's
though
super young.
just being young, you know, I just think that people get so like, I want to do my own thing. A lot of times you just don't, even though you have an idea, but to execute it, you know, as a business owner, you can have all these ideas, but to execute it, that's a whole other, you know?
Yeah.
And people have to understand, like, when parents or anybody that's older that's giving you some type of advice, it almost seems like they're saying no to what you're doing. That no is not a no, as if it's just, let's think about it, let's process it, and then let's see how we can get there, instead of just going like, I can do this without having a fallback plan, or knowing, because at the end of the day, those parents are like, do you expect me to pay for you or take care of you your whole life? When shit hits the fan? No, how are you going to support you and yourself and your family? You know, and I think education. Like, you know, my daughter, she's turning 15 and she's in high school, and you know, and I told her, I was like, you're gonna go to college. You know, you're gonna go to college, and then guess what? There's programs now that you can do running start in high school. If she's a junior, maybe she should look into running start for her senior year, so when she gets out, she can go to college for like 2 years and be done with that, and she'll be 20 years old, already with a college degree. You can say versus like back in the day when I was growing up, you had to, you know, just go straight to college for 2 or 4 years. So I definitely think there's ways around it, and I also know so many people who are not even 21 years old with degrees. So if you could get it out of the way and get a degree in something that you're interested in as a fallback plan, as far as education goes, do it. It's not gonna hurt you. You know?
And the other thing too, I was thinking about this on the ride here, it was like, I think you also have to figure out what you want, because you can't want money and you can't be obsessed with the idea of being wealthy and want to change the world. I think there's a balance. I mean, the Bible says you can't praise money and praise God. You have it's like one or the other.
For sure.
So I think if all you really, and even dancers too, like, listen, if you want to get paid and you don't care about like being happy, then take the endorsement deal where you work for 12 hours a day and get the shoes. But if you're like tired of working all the time and you just want to be happy, then like figure out something. Okay, well maybe if I go to school for this, then that would be more so for the path of happiness rather than money. And I think people just get confused as far as like the obsession with fame or money, but then also wanting to be happy because we're humans. So I think figuring out, okay, do I want to be wealthy and not really care about anything else, or do I want to be happy? And then I think if you search for happiness, then the money will come. But I think people everybody is so focused on this and like what everybody else is doing and what everybody else wants from them. Like, should I go to school? Should I do this? I don't know what to do. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, it depends. Like, you just really have to.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of people. Well, here's the thing: a lot of people don't know what they want to do. You know, my daughter, she doesn't know what she wants to do. So you throw out ideas, but into the meantime, since you don't know what you don't want to do, let's go to school and get an education. Let's don't like not go to school and still don't know what to do.
Especially in America, if you have the opportunity to.
That went straight to you.
You saw that? Yeah. I was hoping nobody saw that.
We definitely gonna see it.
It's like,
But also I think no matter what you do, no matter if you get a degree or you were the dopest dancer in your city, or you were the dopest rapper, or you were the dopest actor in your city when you were younger, or whatever, that is not a guarantee for longevity. Like, once you start your career, like there's so much more to it than just the talent, than just the diploma. Like, you really just gotta be smart and be able to hustle and be able to be a good people person. And so there's so much more. And this is what we talk about with our dancers all the time. You can't just be like talented. It's not gonna be enough. There's so much more to it. If you really want to excel and have a long-lasting career, like, you really got to understand so much more about your business.
See, I could talk for hours.
Yeah.
I know we have to, like, I think.
Yeah, this is almost it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any let's just do some final thoughts
Okay.
before we finish. Anybody want to start? You want to start? Final thoughts?
I guess so. Yeah, I think. Actually, no. You go.
Well,
The
when
pressure.
I think about expectations, I kind of mentioned this yesterday. I think we do a lot of comparing ourselves to others in this social media age. We're constantly scrolling and we see so many different, literally you can go like this and be a part of like 30 different people's lives.
I
You get what I'm saying?
fell into the hole yesterday and I literally felt like a vegetable. It freaked me out. I was like, whoa. I was in his living room and I was just like on the floor like this, which I don't do often, and I fell into it again, fell into the hole, and I stopped and I literally said,
Give me out.
I need to take a shower.
It's so funny though. It's also so funny because I feel like just doing that, you're getting freaked out, but it's no difference with sitting on TV binge watching like Game of Thrones. Like to me, because if you're like, think about it. If you're following people, I follow people who are creative.
Yeah.
I follow people who are inspiring. Like
Right.
when I'm watching stuff, I'm watching people be creative. I'm following inspiration. So it's all what you have control over what you decide to follow. So I'm following people like Will Smith. I want to hear what he has to say. I'm following creatives. I want to see what their creatives are. I'm not just following random stuff. So if I'm looking at something for 15 minutes, I'm highly entertained on what I'm viewing and inspired on what I'm viewing. So you have control over that.
That's how I am on Twitter. On Instagram.
And you guys have control over your playlists and your music. You can't say, yo, shit is... I just feel like you gotta like edit. Listen, this ain't a kid show.
I think too, expectations should just be called limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like...
I don't agree.
What?
I don't agree.
Okay, but let me finish, right?
Okay.
So you meet someone, right? And I know a lot of people like this. I used to be this person. I would literally go, hi, I'm Camren. What's your name?
Camren. I'm Antoine.
Antoine, nice to meet you. What's your sign?
I'm Virgo.
Virgo. Oh, okay, cool. Judging immediately.
I think women do that.
Okay, but I know guys who do that too. Because it's like, I have
He said that, I said
I
that.
have expectations of what he is because he's a Virgo.
Right.
But I'm not giving you a chance to show me like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Even if you do have traits that are Virgo like, it's like, okay, but there's more to you than the stars. You know what I mean? So I feel like let's go.
They are excited.
They're really excited. But I just feel like expectations are limitations.
Yeah.
And I think expectations can be goals, and I think that it's good to like really have an expectation for yourself as far as success and growth goes. But I think in a lot of ways it's easy to turn it negative, and it's easy to flip it.
I think, and I agree with you. I agree with you on that because I said I disagree way too soon. But
Yeah,
I
you
agree.
did.
I think, but I also
You didn't give me a
but
chance.
let me explain though, because I hear it a lot. People, I think you have to find like in everything you have to have a balance, right?
Right.
Of what's too much. For me, the way I look at expectations, I look at expectations not like it's a bad thing, because if like as a good friend, I expect someone to feel like I will show up, like I'm reliable in that way. Also, if I'm trying to become great, I want expectations on being great. I think you have to like go in and out on what that is to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect me by not like being able to meet someone's expectations at its full entirety, because I just know that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? But they're just good goals to shoot. But you also have expectations too. When you order your food at a restaurant, you expect it to be good. And if it's not, you're mad. So we're all walking around, yeah, did I win on that? Of course. We're all, and you also have expectations on your friends. You expect them to understand your feelings and pull through a show for you. So
Actually, no, I can't though, because every single time I do that, I'm let down.
oh, see, but you're holding something to it because you have you only let down
That's
because you
what I mean.
expect.
That's what I'm saying.
But-
if you don't have expectations of how good or bad your food should be when it comes out, then you can't be disappointed.
But that's what I'm saying, like having expectations, we all have them, right?
But we shouldn't have them.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Then you go, if they make your food bad, just be like, I'm gonna eat this shit.
Yes, I do that all the time. I'm like, well, I paid for it. I already paid for it.
She's
so.
like-
I'm so mad. But yeah,
No.
back to but the
Anyways.
reason I think Game of Thrones Thrones and like social media is different. Game of Thrones is a storyline.
That's what I was
And I'm
thinking.
following a story, and I know it's not real. I'm not watching it like, ooh,
Yes.
I need to be more like the people in Game of Thrones.
That's
Yeah, but a
what
lot
I
of
was-
people do though.
Who?
Are you kidding?
No, it's
There's people who call her Catwoman. They don't care about Camren, they care about Catgirl.
Yeah, it's true.
They
Right, but I'm
can't,
not
they
like-
can't differentiate the difference. It's true though. You can't speak. You're only speaking for yourself. There's a lot of people who be like,
No.
But
they'll be mad at you, but you're speaking for yourself though. You
Who
can't say.
said, I want to go be Catwoman?
How many
a
people?
lot of people.
Exactly.
Like I want to actually be
Yes.
Catwoman?
Yeah, bro. Come on, you're
It's
speaking
true.
from you.
No, it's true. But the difference.
Why you got these
No.
die-hard fans? They want to be Harry Potter.
No.
But the difference,
Yeah.
though, the difference is when
We
you're
know it's
watching
fake, too.
when you're watching Game of Thrones, it's like, okay, like if I'm binging This Is Us, right? I did that last night. I binged This Is Us, and I was just like, Niagara Falls on my face, and I was just like, wow, like this work is so good. But when I fell into the hole of looking at this bald guy on Twitter, I was like, why am I obsessed with this person that's literally doing nothing? I'm not looking at like work or characters that I'm inspired by. I'm looking at this person who's posting videos of him kind of playing the drums.
So you like him
That's
playing
it.
the drums?
No, but that's what freaked me out because I wasn't looking at substance. On Instagram, I'm really good at it.
Then what kept your attention for that long?
Because he was funny.
So that's what you were watching.
But-
you were inspired by his funny.
I was not inspired. I was
But
literally.
it worked. What are you talking about? It kept you on there for 15 minutes.
But
if
I
he
was
wasn't funny,
inspired by
but
it.
it made you laugh.
It didn't really make me laugh.
So
though.
you just be like, you just don't even know. You just be looking at shit, don't know what you're doing.
It doesn't mean it's a benefit, really. I mean, like, well, my point was with the whole social media thing is that you can swipe, even if they are a creative person. Everybody doesn't post creative stuff all day, every day. Sometimes they post stuff like, I'm at the beach, I'm on vacation,
Look
I
at
got
my
this,
body.
I got this car, look at my butt.
But you can't follow those people though.
Everybody does it.
No,
You
but I'm
can't-
saying you can create your own playlist though. You can
Definitely.
control what you want to consume. We're in a day and age where you can control what you want to
Exactly.
consume.
That's my whole point. Is that it's a social media age. No matter what, we all have it, and we're all looking at it and comparing ourselves. We all know that's true. Everybody
Yes.
knows that's true.
Yes.
And that's where I think that's what when we're talking about expectations, and I think about we put these expectations on ourselves as my life is not good enough because look at all these other people's life that look so amazing, and we're comparing our reality to people's highlight reel. We're comparing our reality to people's best versions, edited, cropped versions of their self. Even if it is creative, we're still looking at it, and it might be like 5 seconds. We're like, dang, why am I not that good? Or why don't I have these people coming to my class, or these people, these kinds of friends, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is what's hurting a lot of people and creating a lot of anxiety, and people need to know that Instagram, it's not real. It's social media is not real. It's an edited, polished version of reality, and you can't try to live everybody's life. You have to live your own life, and know that those people, even though it does look like it's amazing all the time, they have their things that they're going through. They have their faults, their failures that you don't really see. It's not really posted, and a lot of people are making bad decisions, and they're trying to go on a vacation that they can't afford, buy stuff they can't afford, go and do things that they really shouldn't be doing. Even dancers taking classes that they feel like they should be in just because they see it all the time or it's popular, even though it may not be beneficial to them.
Or
expensive class.
So I feel like I'm just trying to tell people to don't get caught up in trying to make your reality like everybody's highlight, like Instagram, because it's not real, and you're gonna have cool, amazing moments in your path too. You need to stick to your path, follow your path, and live your own life, and follow what makes you happy and what makes you come alive. And don't feel like because you see somebody doing something that you need to do more of that or more of this or more of that.
Yeah, I function really well when I was in New York this past year and I was filming. the scenes that I was doing were just incredibly draining emotionally, whether they were triggering or just like stuff I had never done before. It was like I had every Saturday, it kind of depended on what I was going through, whether like it was the day after the work day or whatever, but every Saturday I turned off my phone Friday night and I left my phone off the entire Saturday and I did what I wanted to do, whether it was grocery shopping or just stayed in the house and painted or just cooked. And by literally the power of turning off your phone, even to not hear text messages or calls, really helps to get into that mindset of, okay, I need to do what I want to do. I should not look at the clock today because that's a form of limitation too. I'm not gonna start a conversation with anybody. I need all of this energy for myself. And then you figure out, okay, well, I'm not hearing my cousin calling me, or I'm not hearing, somebody texting me to see if I want to go to lunch. Like, no, I'm having lunch with myself and or Jesus, whatever you please, and I'm going to journal today and I'm going to do this. So I think that as far as like the pressures of expectations and the expectations you put on yourself, I think they can become detrimental when you don't nourish them and you don't allow them to grow. They can become negative if you're feeding into everyone else. But if you focus on yourself and you allow yourself to just be by yourself, like even a day a week, then it kind of, that negativity is released.
Yeah.
So.
Listen, man, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shouts out to Antoine for creating this platform. I think it's such a great idea for us to bring in creatives and get a chance to see them in this light, in this fashion. And it's crazy because I've known her for a long time.
Yeah.
And to see her grow into this amazing person and just seeing her go through a lot and come out of it is like such a inspiring thing. So just, take care of yourself. Spend time with yourself and getting to know who you are, and so you can learn, you can grow. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone. But just take care of yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, much love to Cam.
Thank you.
She always comes back. Whenever she's in town, she comes and visits us. This is her
like my
second home.
my home
We love having her. She's family, and I really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
No, thank you for having me.
I know you're a big star, and you're busy, and you don't have time.
I'm not that busy.
Don't forget about us.
I'm unemployed at the moment. Like, I'm not that busy.
She's looking for a job.
I'm not looking for a job.
She's like, I'm unemployed and not looking for work at all. I love it. But this was AskAKreativ. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, Kolanie.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody that tuned in. We're back next Tuesday, same time. We'll have a new guest. Let us know who you'd like us to bring on the show. We'll try to make sure we get them on here. Thank you, much love. Have an amazing, blessed day.